The thumping technique is usually done with chunky, solid silhouette-style images, but you can also do this technique on more delicate silhouette images or even stamps that have line art detail. Let me show you the tools and products you're going to need for this technique. First, you're going to need some ink pad and marker combinations. So I'm going to use the Memento products. I'm going to do one combination with the Memento Pear Tart ink and the Bamboo Leaves marker, and the other one with the Cantaloupe ink and the Ladybug marker. Then you're going to want to use some images. Like I said earlier, they're delicate, but they still have a little bit of solidness to them. And I'm using two of the images from the new Springtime Silhouettes StampTV kit. I'm using the tall flowers, and then I'm going to use the bird cage. And one of the reasons why I've chosen the bird cage is because there's all this delicate writing at the bottom, and I want to show you how that comes through even when you're doing the thumping technique. For cardstock, I'm using the Gina Designs Pure Luxury Heavy Base Weight White, the 120-pound white cardstock. So my first combination I'm going to do for you is I'm going to use the tall flowers, and I'm going to use the Cantaloupe ink and the Ladybug marker. Now you may have seen thumping done in the past where you only use markers, but you can mix water-based ink and water-based markers together. One thing you want to make sure that you do is you want to lay down your light color first and then your dark color on top. Because to get a little bit of yellow ink on your red marker, you'll be able to just kind of scribble that off. But it's a lot harder to get red ink out of a yellow marker. So I'm going to begin by inking up this stamp with the Cantaloupe ink pad. And then, using the brush side of the marker, I'm going to gently tap on top, but I'm going to go in all different directions. So I'm going to start this way, and then I'm going to turn it a little bit and kind of have the marker going the other way. This way you won't get those lines all going in the same direction. Now I'm going to continue to go down the stems and on the leaves. And although this looks like I'm putting a lot of marker on here, you'll be surprised how much of the yellow will still show through. And then my final step before I stamp it is I'm going to huff over the surface of the stamp. And what huffing is just breathing moist air over the stamp. And that moist air will reactivate any of that yellow ink and marker that has already started to dry. And I'm going to stamp. Isn't that just beautiful? Now for my next combination, I'm going to go more monochromatic, staying with the greens. I'm going to use the Pear Tart ink, which is a lighter green, on the bird cage. And then I'm going to mix in some of the Memento Bamboo marker on top. And again, I'm going to start by kind of going in one direction, and then I'm going to switch my marker and go in the other direction, just so that all my lines aren't going the same way. And it's kind of easier to do that by turning the stamp than by trying to turn your hand. Make sure I get some on the bird. And you'd be surprised, all these little tiny thin lines of the bird cage. Wait till you see the results that this produces. Okay. And again, I'm going to huff over the surface of the stamp to re-moisten the ink. And stamp. Look at that. Let's zoom in just a little bit closer on that so you can see all of that beautiful detail. You can see all the words in there. Now here's a finished card project to show you using that birdcage image. And what I've done here is I've stamped one of the greetings from the Springtime Silhouettes StampTV kit, and then I decided that I wanted to have a little hook on the top of my birdcage. So what I did was I dug through some of my old crafting boxes and I found a whole bunch of earring backs. And you probably have some of these laying around the house. At one time maybe you tried to make some earrings, or maybe jewelry is another hobby of yours. The earring backs make a perfect little hook. All I did was take one of these and I just popped a brad right through the hole and right through the top of the bird cage. And these earring backs, these little hooks, they come in all different colors, copper. Now they're even coming in colors. I saw them at one of the big box stores in metallic blue and metallic pink. So you can have a lot of fun using these as hooks instead of earring backs for different stamped images. Then down here, I took a wave flourish punch and punched two different ones going in opposite directions. When you're working with a solid color cardstock, it doesn't really matter. You can punch them both the same way. But if you want the opposite look on pattern paper, you have to turn the punch upside down for the other side. And this is what they looked like when I finished punching them out. And all I did was put two of them together like that, and then I popped my oval on top, so it made the oval look like it's sitting up on a stand. You'll have so much fun trying different color combinations with this technique. Try stepping outside the box by mixing light pink or light blue with brown, and you can even try metallic ink with rich, vibrant markers. You'll be amazed at the beautiful and unique results that different color combinations can achieve.